Okay, I'm making this video because it truly needs to sink in on like the deepest of level, okay? A woman could start off loving you. A woman could start off being head over heels for you. And a woman could genuinely, in that exact moment, tell herself that she wants to spend every moment with you. And at some point, she is going to test to see if that is still true. Which is why I titled today's video, okay, Women Never Respect a Man Who Cannot Walk Away. Say that with me one more time. Okay, this has to actually sink in. You have to actually internalize this. You have to actually finally take time and come to terms with this to the deepest degree. Women will never respect a man who cannot walk away. So what I've done to get this point across today at the deepest level is I've crafted specific things you have to internalize, specific almost points you have to realize in life, because every man is going, as you date, the more you date or the more relationships you have over the years, you are going to notice trends and patterns and similarities, because typically the narrative that you are fed, okay, whether that be growing up or whether that be just how you were raised about how dating is, typically when you put it into real life practical application, is incorrect. So what I wrote down is this needs to sink in, because women will always test you to see if you are strong enough to exit. And the reason why this has to sink in is because it doesn't matter if you've known that woman for 20 minutes, 20 days, or 20 years. At some point, she is wanting to test your investment level. At some point, she's wanting to test your manhood. At some point, she's going to want to see if you have went weak for her emotionally. Say that with me one more time. At some point, that woman is going to want to know if you have went weak for her emotionally. When you have went weak for a woman, what this shows her is, number one, he cannot protect me. Number two, he cares so deeply about me that his day-to-day logical decisions are actually being shifted based off of how he believes I will feel about it. And number three, this man is not walking his own path in life. This man is oftentimes doing things that he thinks I will like. When she senses this deep weakness, she has no option but to exit. Now, for most men, when they hear this, here's what's going to happen. A very important, specific series of events. The first is they are going to complain. The second is they're going to tell themselves that the relationship that they're in just happened to be a bad one, and the next relationship that they will get in will be better. And number three, they're going to tell themselves that it's not their fault and this just randomly happened to them by accident or by circumstance. You have to understand this. Women cannot help this. It's not like they can choose, right? It's not like that it's when you're in that relationship, in no way, shape, or form are you ever going to find a different relationship or a different interaction with a woman where these things don't occur. The truth is you need to learn how to play the game better. As you learn how to play the game better by understanding how people operate, and this even goes beyond your dating life, how people operate, how people move, how people interact, when you see the nuances and you actually pay attention, you're going to learn things. And you're going to notice that the only thing a woman truly respects about a man is strength. And that strength and that emotional resiliency goes deep into all areas. She's going to be looking at your productivity, your ambition, your mental strength, your mental fortitude, right? Being able to not become emotionally attached to the point where you have went weak. That, to a woman, is something she can respect. You have not let emotion dictate your day-to-day decisions and thought processes. Now, as you're dating women, as you're interacting with women, and maybe it's in a relationship, maybe it's a woman that you just started to get to know, every conversation that you have, and I mean every word that comes out of your mouth, every word that comes out of her mouth, there is consistently two dialogues happening, okay? It's like even though there's one conversation, there's two dialogues, there's two things being spoken. The very first thing is what's actually said, okay? The words back and forth between you two, which means the things that you're talking about, okay? But beyond that, there's a second conversation happening every time you're interacting with a woman. The second conversation is the tone of voice for your investment level. Say that with me one more time. The tone of voice that you're using, that gives her an idea of your investment level. So what she's noticing at all times, okay, if she's awake and looking at you, this is subconscious, okay? It's not like she's controlling this, okay? It's subconscious. What that means is she can't help it. This is just happening. The second conversation is she's looking at your vocal tone, your nuances, your investment level. She's looking at how your voice tone maybe fluctuates or doesn't fluctuate. She's like reading you as an individual. And what she's consistently trying to do is gauge your sexual market value. Okay? When you talk to a woman, if she notices you using a pleasing tone, if she notices you over communicating, if she notices you using a lot of fluff and filler to communicate things that you probably wouldn't, or you're using sentences and extra words to give expression and you're overly displaying your interest level, that's the second conversation that's consistently happening. A woman can tell in a split second if you're trying too hard, if you're trying too hard to please, if you're trying too hard to say the right thing, if you're trying too hard to make it so that way you're hoping she likes you. Consistently, this is happening. So at all times, there is two dialogues happening. It's what's said, okay? And now at a deeper level, it's the tone of voice for your investment level. That means every conversation, every paragraph, every sentence, and every word between both of you, she is doing one of three things or all three of these without even realizing it. And I'm going to explain. Throughout the entire conversation, when you two are talking, this is going to be kind of a harsh truth or a wake-up call, but you have to realize the first thing that maybe you want to call it her hardwiring, her biology, okay, her subconscious, use whatever word you want, is looking at these things. The first is she's trying to find something that she doesn't like about you, okay? In just a little bit, I'm going to explain why this is. The first thing that she's looking for is she's trying to find something that she doesn't like about you. The second thing that she's looking for is she's trying to find a reason to disqualify you. Disqualify you from maybe being with her, seeing her in the future, having a relationship with her, whatever the case may be. She's looking for a reason to say he's not good enough. It could be anything, but she's trying to disqualify you. And the third thing is she's looking for a reason to exit, okay? This doesn't matter if you've been married to a woman for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. She's looking for a reason to potentially exit. And the reason being is because at all times, she is consistently sitting there and saying, is this man still strong? Is this man still competent? Has this man went weak for me? And this is why I am telling you, okay? You have to understand that women never respect a man who cannot walk away. And the reason being for this is because they are constantly optimizing for the best fit. If they're optimizing for the best and strongest fit, that means at some point you will need to walk away. There will come a point in every interaction, every relationship that you get into with a woman, okay, every long-term relationship that you have or short-term, whatever the case may be, there will come a point where she's going to need to see that you do not overinvest, you do not chase, you do not pursue. And if you're not treated a specific way, you have the ability to say no and exit. At some point, all men will have to show the strength that they are able to walk away. And oftentimes what you're going to notice is that when that man does have that strength, sometimes it takes a few days, sometimes it takes a week, sometimes it takes a month or however long the case may be. But if she's attached to that man and loves him and admires him and looks up to him and respects him, she will oftentimes come back. Because when you've shown 100% through and through that this doesn't affect you, this doesn't faze you, and you have the ability to walk away regardless of the time period that you've known that woman for, that is truly something that a strong man would do, and that is something that's respected. That is why I titled today's video, Women Never Respect a Man Who Cannot Walk Away. If you like this video, I want you to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.